Well, Marvel Studios' very first animated series has dropped, and although we didn't get an early look at What If, we do have a spoiler-free review to break down the first episode of the show. Let's take a couple of minutes to talk about what if Captain Carter was the first Avenger. Now, before we dive in, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and ring the bell for all the updates. Also, we have this huge giveaway. We're going to give away a PlayStation 5 at 25,000 subscribers. All you have to do to get in on our giveaway is be a subscriber and leave a comment. Also, check out the Buy Me a Coffee link down below. It is a great way to support this channel with a tiny bit of pocket change, all by not creating any reoccurring obligation for yourself. We really appreciate it. Well, Marvel Studios has taken the dive into animation with their new series, What If. The series has looked at least interesting from its inception, and being a longtime fan of the comics, this was a must-see for me. Now, Disney Plus dropped the very first episode, What If Captain Carter Were the First Avenger? And overall, I had a good time. Now, we're not going to do any spoilers in this review. I want to make sure you have the full experience. But we will talk a little bit about the characters and what happened and how the show comes together. First and foremost, from a technical perspective, the show looks great. I was unsure about the animation at first, but quite honestly, this stylized type animation looks great on screen. The action was fluid, and the animation was smooth. Quite honestly, it did remind me of some of the old days of Disney animation. This is probably the biggest compliment you could pay anybody doing 2D animation. Now, the story is obviously a derivative of what happened if Steve Rogers didn't get the super soldier serum, but Peggy Carter did. And it's all put together rather nicely. The story makes sense and ties all the original storylines into something new that actually works and leaves you still even more invested in the original Marvel characters. The traits that made the characters special in the original MCU shine through in all of these characters. The story was a blast, and the only disappointing part of it was that it ended after only a half hour. I probably could have sat through a solid another hour of material in a full-length movie. All of the audio elements are in their place and completely working. The music is what we've come to expect from the Marvel Universe, and there are a ton of familiar tunes. Additionally, all the audio effects are near spot on, and don't at any point take you out of the show. As a matter of fact, some of them are quite familiar. The voice casting for the show is solid, and we get a lot of familiar voices. Haley Atwell returns as Peggy Carter, along with Sebastian Stan, Dominic Cooper, and Toby Jones. Although we do get a new Steve Rogers in Josh Keaton. Now, like I said, the story is a blast and you're going to really like it. I think Marvel is onto something special here. And based on all that we are hearing, it's likely not the last time we will see Captain Carter in this series and maybe many other places. Also, make sure you pay pretty close attention to things because there may very well have been some ties to some upcoming Marvel movies. This is no spoilers, but there's kind of a big baddie at the end that seems familiar to me. Like I was saying, I love this episode. I'm going to give the first episode a 8.5 out of 10. I never give 10s, and there was always a slight room for improvement, so the show's overall quality probably works against its own high score. Tell me what you think in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure you press like, click subscribe, and if you don't ring that bell, you're not getting any updates. Peace.